Hello, my name is Noelle. I am a filmmaker, writer, actress, and very much a type B, type C personality. And I thought it would be fun to do a little video where I show you how I organize my planner to try to organize my life as someone who struggles deeply with organization and forgetfulness, especially because I just feel like I have so much on my plate working freelance and kind of working for myself as a creative. So first of all, this is my go-to planner. This has been the planner that I have used for probably the past 4 years, and I'm very committed to it. I don't even know what type of planner it is because I covered it with stickers, but I love it. It's not one I ever care to step away from or place. I really love like the layout of it. Let's see, here's like a week in October where you can kind of get an idea for it. So I use stickers to decorate it, make it look cute. But what I love is that I have this space right here. This is actually where I will go in and write like an affirmation for the week. I love that I have the weekly goals, rewards. I tend to make the rewards more of like an emotional payoff versus something that I consume. I also like that I have a place where I can actually like chronicle and mark what I feel good about, what I achieved. And it's really nice at the end of the year, around New Year's, to actually go through the whole planner and look at this little section, especially because I'll highlight it and get to see like what areas in my life I really had a lot of growth and improvement, which is also supported by, at the front of the book, it has a, reflection. It has 90-day goal reflection, all of these things, questions. It's just a really fleshed out look, and I very heavily like color coordinate all of it. So that's my go-to. This is my pride, my joy. It goes in my work bag with me everywhere. Everyone who knows me is very used to seeing this on me. Digital does not work well for me with planning. And then this, which is actually what we're going to focus on setting up in this video. I got this at Barnes & Noble for like $3, maybe $4, in February when they had their like agenda calendar sale because it was too far in the new year for most people to purchase. I went ahead and got it, and I was very excited because, it has the monthly, but this works differently than mine in the sense that it's an hourly setup. I struggle deeply with organizing my day like this. I really just like, I can't do that. In an example page in here that I can show, the most that you'll see me do is write like all of these things because I need it free form. I can't really commit to times, and I don't know why that is, but it is. And so I thought it'd be fun to show how I would set this up, how I set this up, and kind of walk through this journey as I try to make it work. Also to see if there's tips or suggestions that anyone in the comments has about how to make it work, because I need that. One thing that I really do like about this is this space over here for notes and how there's extra space at the bottom. I think if I was to use this really regularly, I would probably be putting an affirmation here, which is probably what I'll test doing with this. Also, I have synesthesia, so I am very big on color coordinating everything. I feel like because of my synesthesia, I just really process the whole world through color, and that's kind of like my sensory activator. It makes everything easy for me to process and just speeds up, honestly, just looking at my calendar, because I can just easily grab at whatever is there. Like, it's just a lot easier for me if it's color coordinated. So we're gonna go ahead, and today is actually Sunday the 9th that I'm writing this. Today's kind of a wash. Like, I'm not even gonna bother setting that up. And as you can see, like, my August main calendar I haven't even set up, but looking ahead to the Monday of this week and looking at what I have planned, kind of the biggest thing that I have is on Tuesday I have to think about what the military time is because this is international. Oh, which God, you can tell I don't do these videos a lot. Oh, I got it for $2. I've left the sticker there. Wow, look at me go. I don't even know what company it is that makes this. Looks like it's Marks. Where's the camera? There we go. Okay, so that's who makes this. The thing that I'm obsessed with is the paper type. It's very, very thin. But yes, the number one things that I have for this week are YouTube, except now on Tuesday, I am going to an event at Soho House. Either, I can't remember if it's the downtown location or the Hollywood location, but I got invited to go to an event at Soho House. And I need to leave and meet my friend who I'm going with at like 5:30. So let me figure out what 5:30 is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'll put it right here. And I need to be at Universal. And then here, Soho House. Now, I should have gone ahead and pre-highlighted that, but I didn't. Anything related to film and TV, I do in this kind of like yellow color that's now going to smear, but it's okay. So this will all be this color. And then I have a feeling we're going to go out after, and anything that is social is blue. So I'm going to go ahead and just write, afters. So that's kind of the main rigid thing that I have on the schedule for this week. Other than that, it's a toss-up, except I do think I want to go to yoga, the library, on Friday morning. Yoga's at 10, but I have to be there at 9:45, so I'll put it here and write 9:45 yoga. So that's roughly how it goes. Is I have the colors. Gray is YouTube. The different greens are work mostly for like money. This orange color, I don't even know. I think that's a duplicate because I think it's supposed to be this one. But I have the orange one. I have this for film and TV. This is writing. Is this kind of like pinky color? And I am very partial. I will only use the Sharpie S-Note highlighters, or of course the Zebra brand. Though I tend to save the Zebra brand for other things just because, I don't know, I hate wasting them on my planner, so I tend to use them, I feel like, for scripts and other things that I need to highlight, whereas the Sharpie S-Notes I keep here. Purple is personal me, so anything for like self-development especially goes there. And then yellow is anything that's like doctor's appointments, family commitments. It's like the miscellaneous, but the miscellaneous stuff that I feel like has a little more urgency to it. So that's that. But looking at the schedule for what I want to do, I think again, personal. Let's break Monday down. I leaped ahead. This is where you see my type B personality coming out in the way that I'm like bouncing all around already. So first things first, I like to sleep in. I work late a lot of nights getting things turned in and ready. So we've got 9 a.m. I'm gonna put wake up, and I'm gonna fix how this is highlighted because I want it to be the full hour. Wake up plus tea. I really have to have like my caffeine in the morning or I don't function. And morning pages. Now this is where you'll see the greens come in. At this point, I swap over to at least an hour, some days more, of admin work. These are like all the emails that I need to send. And like I'm gonna actually follow up with that down here with a notation of how I need to do my admin, which is I've got a lot of bookstore stuff to follow up on related to my book. So I've got to email Barnes and Noble back. Email. And then, oh, I also have to make, I'm going to change color to this because this is way more, no, that's film and TV. I grabbed the wrong one. See, this is me being very type B. This one. And this is, I have to make the flyer and announcement for my book launch. Book launch flyer. And then I'm going to put a little star between the two because those are kind of the main players of that time. Honestly, the admin work may bleed over a little bit, so we're going to go ahead and mark writing because it's okay if writing work gets shifted a little bit to meet that deadline. But I can get quite a lot done even in 45 minutes with writing. So I'll kind of write it in between the two lines. Then at noon, I already know it's going to change. It's probably going to be more like 12:30. So I'm going to just kind of bump it here just so I already can accommodate the fact that things will inevitably take me longer. The cats will want attention. I'll have to water the plants, which I need to actually put up here. Water plants. Right here. Writing. And then 12:30 lunch. Let's see, what else do I need to do today? I definitely need to do more writing. And then all of this is subject to change if I get an audition. Like if I get an audition, all of this will inevitably change and I'll have to write in like memorizing lines, cross this out, which is why I'll also give myself free period. What does a free period look like, you're asking? Thank you so much. Free period is literally what I'm going to do here, which is just leaving it. So there's that. Oh, I need to put film content. I like to film content later in the day. A lot of things I like to do more later in the day, but this is something I like to do and then reward myself with reading and watching a show. And then truthfully, if I get admin work done, I like to, wait, let me add workout right here. That's a great time for me to work out. If I have free time, I will normally fill it with reading, which will probably end up going into this block here, but film. Then the rest of the evening will just be family time, getting ready for bed, playing with my cats, reading, etc. And then, honestly, I'm feeling very called to use the space over here for an affirmation, which I love. I have this really fun zebra pen. This I will do because it's got like the little heart stamp, which is the right way for the hearts. And I am going to write an affirmation. And I really wanted to say at the right time, so I'm just going to let it bleed down. Because I think having an easy peasy to-do list section of my other planner is why I love it so much. Whereas this one, I definitely feel limited to keeping the to-do list up here and then highlighting everything to coordinate, or like I said, using this space down below. It's very interesting having such a free floating week because there's not a lot. I could specifically mark projects, but I'm just not sure if this point in the week everything that I need writing wise for my poetry book will be done. By Wednesday and Thursday it should be, and so then I'll be able to dive into specific projects and break it up between screenwriting and novel writing and like poetry things. And like one of the things for the to-do list that I'm already thinking about is Substack, and also book promos need to be done, and then I need to follow up on review copies. So then this is something where again I would highlight it, but they're literally all going to be this because that's what is currently consuming my life. Oh, I do have to send wardrobe stuff to a short film of a friend that I am acting in. It's really nice when I get to do that because as a union member, I really get to be in friends' projects. So when I get the opportunity to, it's really exciting. Costume choices to team. Okay, oh well, because it's me, the camera cut out right as I was like, this is boring. It is, but maybe it's fun. So anyway, this is just a rough look at what this would look like. Now, looking to how I would do the monthly, I would probably keep this a lot more simple and just use it to mark the bigger things. So like in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and since it's the evening, I already know, put it down at the bottom of that block of day and go Soho. And then the event starts at 6 p.m. So 6 p.m. And then over here is where I actually mark out bigger projects and bigger project goals. And so like I will have a tab right here and make this box writing. So this will be the GM promo, which is really just a way of saying everything that I'm marketing. Script treatment, I have 2 that I can choose from doing, and then I will mark up Substack, which I have a separate place where I scheme out my Substack posts, and then like I'll have one over here that's like personal, finish, book club, which is book, plan, writers meet up, which I do need to do. Oh, I also have 2 things on the 29th. I have a writer's like morning coffee lecture, and then I'm seeing a free Shakespeare in the park in the evening. So I need to mark those on the 29th. And there's a bunch of stuff that already happened up there, but I missed that because like I said, this is not my normal planner, but I do like how I'm seeing a play in the park and we'll be doing a picnic, and I got my cute little like picnic stickers there. That makes me very happy. So similar to what I said, I will just be marking all of this up as I go. Script treatment gets marked here because even though it is writing, it's so within the beast of Hollywood. And that machine So I keep that in the orange spectrum and use that highlighter, even though there's some people I know who would not, and we keep a different highlighter just for acting. That's kind of the big one for me. I also was gifted a nail appointment and nail set, which I would love because I've only got my nails done once before, and I've got the paper cut healing, so it works out that it is on the 18th in the afternoon. But it was very, very appreciated to be gifted a nail treatment because it is not something I normally budget or treat myself to because I watch my pennies. And then do a little star because it's special. Smiley face because I like to send little, that looks like a plus. There we go. And yeah, that's a very simplistic look at how I start to plan my week. Like I said, everything is very spur of the moment and very sporadic because of acting, that it's really hard for me, aside from kind of this like standard admin section, but what hours of the day that gets bumped is pretty hard to predict. And then there's random things like this literally just came up for me this morning. What ends up happening with this will depend on how it all plays out. I need to add in photo shoot for the book. Actually, photo shoot. Thank God my sister is a photographer. So I can just nab her based off of her work availability. That also is to be determined. So that's a very simple look at how I, as someone who doesn't use one of these, goes about setting it up. If anyone has notes, ideas, suggestions, or creators that they really like who utilize these planners, I would absolutely love more insight.